Hello students, as if we have earlier discussed regarding the rules and regulations which are being prepared by us in partnership deed, and suppose if there will be any absence of partnership deed, then the circumstances which are there, and in case if you are solicitor and if your client will be having certain kind of conflicts due to absence of partnership deed, you were supposed to give the instructions to those particular partners whenever there is an absence of partnership deed. Now the second point is regarding interest on drawings. If in case your accounting year starts from 1/4/2020 to 31st 2021, and if any of the partner has withdrawn any particular amount on 1/1/2021, then you are supposed to calculate interest on drawings for this particular duration only. That means you are supposed to calculate interest on drawings for 3 months only. What is this? This is just only once when the partner has withdrawn particular amount. But what in case if any of the partner has withdrawn certain specific amount on every particular day of every month? That means the first case, if any of the partner has withdrawn any particular specific amount on first date of every month, means first day of every month, that means you are supposed to calculate interest on drawings for 78 months. The n number of months should have to be considered as 78 divided by 12. If in case any of the partner has withdrawn particular specific amount on 15th day of every month, then the interest on drawings is going to be calculated for 72 months. And same way, if any of the partner has withdrawn on last date of every month, that means maybe possible 30 or 31st or 28 or 29th of February. If last date of every month the specific amount has been withdrawn on last date of every month, then interest on drawings is going to be calculated for 66 months. The formula to find out interest on drawings, that is I is equal to PRN upon 100 into 12. This n divided by 12, it has already been included in this formula. What is this? That means 78 divided by 12, 72 divided by 12, or 66 divided by 12. P means basic specific principal amount of regular drawings. R means rate of interest on drawings, and N means number of months. That should be 78 months, 72 months, or 66 months. Means interest on drawings, whenever there is a question, this is a short sum carrying 3 marks, and this is important for your board examination. That means whenever any of the partner withdraws any specific amount on first day or 15th day or last date of every particular month, every month, then you are supposed to calculate interest on drawings for 78 months, 72 months, and 66 months. Now, if in case there is a question relating to calculation of commission, if question includes calculate commission on profit before deduction of commission from profit, then the formula would be commission is equal to profit into percentage. Yeah, that means whatever the rate of commission is given there. That means 6% commission is there. That means directly you should have to calculate the amount of commission with that particular profit. If in case the question includes that calculate the amount of commission on profit after deduction of commission from profit, what about commission? You don't know the commission, and as if the profit itself is given, and you are supposed to calculate the amount of commission after deduction of commission. So whenever the after deduction of commission is given, then the formula to find out commission is equal to net profit into rate of commission upon 100 plus rate of commission. Means if 10% commission is given, then 10 upon 100 plus 10. That means 10 upon 110. If 5% commission is given, then 5 upon 105. If 8% commission is given, then 8 upon 108. Means you should have to keep in mind that whenever the word itself is given, that commission is to be calculated on profit after deduction of commission, then the formula should be mentioned as if that is net profit into rate of commission upon 100 plus rate of commission. Now we will have certain small sums, short sums, which have been important. First question regarding to interest on drawings. If A withdraws rupees 600 on first day of every month, how many number of months if first day of every month has that? That is your 78 months. While B withdraws rupees 900 on last date of every month. How many number of months if last day of every month is given? That is your 66. Rate of interest on drawings, that is 12%, and you are supposed to calculate interest on drawings. As if two partners are there, A and B. You are supposed to calculate it separately. Principal amount 600, rate of interest, that is 12%, as if he has withdrawn on the first day of every month. That means N would be your 78 months. I, that is to be found out. For B, principal amount, that is 900. Why? Because at the end of every month, he is withdrawing specific amount 900. That's why principal amount of drawings, that is 900. Rate of interest, that is same 12%. N comes to 66 months. I, which should have to found out. Now, the formula is I is equal to PRN upon 100 into 12. Place the figures, that is 600 into 12 into 78 upon 100 into 12. That means the amount comes to 468. For same way for B, I is equal to PRN upon 100 into 12. P means principal amount 900 into rate of interest 12 into 66, that is number of months, as if he has withdrawn on the last date of every month, upon 100 into 12, that means rupees 594. So, number of months only that is going to be changed. If it has been withdrawn on first day, N would be 78. If it has been withdrawn on last day, N would be 66. And if it has been withdrawn on 15th date of every month, then N would be your 72. Now, basic important thing, that is the distribution of profit. Whenever the ratio is given to you, the main important thing is that if the question does not mention the ratio or proportion of a profit sharing ratio, then it is always to be considered that profit or loss is going to be distributed in equal proportion. That means if sum has not mentioned profit sharing ratio, then you should have to consider equal proportion. Here in this question, A and B are partner sharing profit and losses in 3:2 proportion. Profit sharing ratio, that is 3:2, is given. The total profit of the firm, that is 29,550. Find the share in profit of each partner. That means what is the actual share of profit received by each partner. Now, total profit, that is 29,550, and profit sharing ratio, that is 3:2. First step is to make it out the total of this ratio. 3:2, that means 3 plus 2, it comes to 5. This 5 goes to denominator of both the partners' share. That means it comes to 3 by 5 and 2 by 5. Now, the profit received by each partner would be 29,550 into 3 by 5, 29,550 into 2 by 5. That means A receives out of 29,550, as if his share is 3. That means A is going to receive 17,730 and B is going to receive 11,820. Means what? Suppose in case you will be given suppose profit is 5,000. Two partners are there, A and B. They share profit and losses in equal proportion, 1:1. First of all, make it out total, that is 2. That means A's share of profit would be 1 by 2 and B's share of profit would be 1 by 2. Now, as if you know directly, you can get the answer, that is 2500, 2500. But what if the calculation should have to be there? That means A will get 5000 into 1 by 2 and B will get same way 5000 into 1 by 2. That means the amount comes to 2500 and 2500. This is most important. Whenever the profit sharing ratio is given, once again, the profit share is going to be added. 3:2, that means total comes to 5. Should have to be divided, that is 3 by 5 and 2 by 5. That means A's share of profit would be 3 by 5 and B's share of profit would be 2 by 5. Is it clear? Now, this is important question. On the basis of profit sharing proportion, see, A and B are partners sharing profit and losses in equal proportion. As if they have mentioned that A and B are sharing profit and losses in equal proportion. If they have not given any profit sharing ratio, it has to be considered equal proportion. That means suppose the question would be A and B are partners. A is to be paid 12% commission. That means the profit sharing ratio is not given. And if profit sharing ratio is not given, then it has to be divided in equal proportion. Now, in this question, it has already been mentioned that they are sharing profit and losses in equal proportion, means two partners are there. The profit sharing ratio would be 1:1. Now, it is important. The earlier which we have discussed. A is to be paid commission, 12% commission on net profit after deduction of such commission. Whenever the word after deduction of such commission is given, total profit is given, then the formula should be net profit into rate of commission upon 100 plus rate of commission. Now, what they have given? What amount will be received by A if profit of the year is 28,224? This profit, which is given 28,224, this profit includes the commission. We have not deducted the commission from this profit. Why? Because we don't know the commission also. Now, first of all, find out commission of partner. Commission is going to be received by partner. After deducting the commission, whatever the remaining portion will be there, that is called as divisible profit. Out of total profit, commission is going to be deducted. Remaining profit is called as divisible profit, and that divisible profit is going to be distributed among the partners. Now, profit sharing ratio is 1:1, equal proportion, as if it has been mentioned. Total profit 28,224. First step is to find out A's commission. Partner A's commission, that is profit, into rate of commission upon 100 plus rate of commission. 28,224 into 12 upon 112, that is 100 plus rate of commission. So the actual amount of commission that comes to 3024. This is what? Commission. Commission is what? Expense for the firm. Expense is going to be deducted from the profit to find out divisible profit. So to find out divisible profit, profit minus commission, 28,224 minus commission, this is 25,200, which is called as divisible profit, which is called as the profit which is going to be shared among the partners. Now, as per the profit sharing ratio 1:1, the amount of 25,200 is going to be distributed among the partners. Partner A is going to get 12,600 and B is going to get 12,600. Now, the question itself is that what amount will be received by A? A is entitled to get the amount of commission, at the same time the amount of profit itself. That means profit plus commission, that comes to 15,624, which has been received by partner A. Partner A is entitled to receive share of profit At the same time, plus commission 3024. That's why total amount comes to 15,624. This is most important question, and this type of question was asked in the last year's board's examination. Now, A, B and C are partners, as if once again same way, profit sharing ratio is not given. You should have to assume that as if profit sharing ratio is not given, it is always going to be distributed in equal proportion. What problem arises? After the distribution of the profit of the year, it was realized that charging of interest on partners' capital account, respectively 3,000, 5,000 and 4,000, was missed out. That means interest on capital they have not considered in any of the P&L account or partners' capital account. Now what happens? That you require to write an entry for the rectification of error. Interest on capital, definitely it is going to be received by partner, but it is going to be paid by the firm itself. And as if the interest on capital paid by the firm, that interest on capital is called as loss for the firm. First step is to find out interest on capital. If the capital is given and rate of interest on capital is given, then first step you should have to find out the interest on capital. But as if the interest on capital is given in this question, first step is to write interest on capital, that is 3,000, 5,000 and 4,000. Make it out total, that is 12,000. This 12,000, this is the amount of interest on capital will be given to partner. But at the same time, this is firm's loss, which is going to be deducted from the amount receivable to the partner. That means actual amount of loss of 12,000 is going to be distributed among the partners in equal proportion, as if profit and loss sharing ratio is not given. That's why 4,000, 4,000 and 4,000. 12,000 is going to be distributed in equal proportion, 1:1, 1:1. Three partners are there. That's why it is going to be distributed in 1:1, 1:1. That's why 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. This comes to 3,000 minus 4,000. This is minus 1,000. And 5,000 minus 4,000, that comes to 1,000. The actual amount of loss of partner A was going to get interest on capital 3,000, but the loss sharing would be 4,000. That means 1,000 is extra loss. Same way, partner B was about to receive interest on capital, that is 5,000, and loss share is 4,000. That means he is going to gain 1,000. That's why as per the rule of nominal account, at the same time, this is loss of 1,000. The journal entry would be A's capital or current account debit to B's capital or current account. B is going to gain that particular amount and A is going to suffer that particular amount of loss of 1,000. Now, the important question for your board examination once again, that is A, B and C are partners of a firm. Their capital is given 2 lakh, 3 lakh and 5 lakh respectively. Firm pays 10% interest on capital. Okay. Partner A received rupees 80,000 including interest on capital. Now what is interest on capital? We don't know. Find amount payable including interest on capital to B and C. Yeah, that means what amount is going to be received by B and C including interest on capital. Now first step is to find out what is interest on capital. Now as if once again the ratio is not given, that's why profit sharing ratio would be 1:1, 1:1, equal proportion. Capital is already given 2 lakh, 3 lakh and 5 lakh. From this capital, we are supposed to calculate the amount of interest on capital. 10% rate of interest is given. That is 20,000, 30,000 and 50,000. Now, A has been given 80,000 including interest on capital. That means if the interest on capital 20,000 is going to be deducted from 80,000, the remaining share of 60,000, shall we say that is the amount of profit? Okay. Now, if the share of A's profit is 60,000, profit sharing proportion is equal. So, shall we say that B and C is also going to get the same share of profit, 60,000 and 60,000? Now, we require to find out amount payable including interest on capital to B and C. That means 30,000 interest on capital plus profit sharing, that is 60,000. B is going to get 90,000. C's interest on capital, that is 50,000. C's share of profit is 60,000. That means now the total amount of profit including interest on capital would be 1,10,000. That means B and C is going to receive amount including interest on capital, that would be 90,000 and 1,10,000. I hope you understood properly. Okay. Now, for your homework purpose, from the textbook, main question number 3 and sub questions, question number 1 to 11, that is in homework. Just go through it, and if you find any problem, if you find any doubt, you just message me. I'll reply on WhatsApp. Okay. So wherever you find any problem or doubt, you can feel free to message me at any time. Thank you very much.